fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's Saturday the 18th of February. I can hardly see the date on the top of my screen there. 18th of February 2023. It's time for the Guardian Expert Level Sudoku puzzle, our weekly. Once a week, the Guardian gives us what it calls an expert level. Sometimes it's tough, sometimes it's easy. We don't know until we get there. Yesterday I didn't get a chance to play any of the difficult puzzles, and I would like to apologize for yesterday's hard level Guardian Sudoku being much too fast. Now I know that some people come and comment in the comment section who play the game better than I do and come to give me advice, but I think the vast majority of people that come to the channel are probably people who are looking to learn something or pick up a tip here or there, and if you play the game too quickly as I did yesterday, then that's not very good, is it? It won't help them. It's too difficult. You must remember yourself, from whenever you're learning something, if the teacher goes too quickly, that's a disaster. I know that as a person who teaches quite often, not Sudoku, mind you. Right, so what else is going on? Oh, I see in the documents have been released showing the Fox presenters. You can't really call them journalists or anything, can you? You know, they like to call themselves entertainment presenters who supposedly work on a news channel, have had their text messages released, and proving that not a single one of them believed any of the nonsense about Trump's stolen election claims and the idiocy of the lawyers like Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani claiming that the voting machines were taking control of votes and flipping them and nonsense like that. And no, they didn't believe it. But of course, Fox kept pushing it because it was, if they didn't, they found they were losing money. They found they were quickly losing to their competition, Newsmax. I've seen the whole thing. It's really interesting, actually. I recommend it. It's worth a quick look, or a long look, actually, to see some of the absolute hypocrisy of Fox. I mean, we know it anyway. Everybody with any intelligence knows Fox's total hypocrisy, but it's good to see it all out there. Right, let's get on with the game of Sudoku, shall we? I saw something a moment ago while I was chatting, and I took my eye off the screen again. Oh, okay, I can see something different now. So there are at least two things out there, because this wasn't what I noticed before. But anyway, I see it now. There is a 6. There, I won't bother to explain the rules of Sudoku. Oh, the other thing I saw was also a 6. It was a 6 going, 6 going to the top like this and across here like this. So putting a 6 there. Right, what's happening across this? We can see quite a few numbers filled in here. So here we're looking for obviously the 3 blocks across here, so we get 3s like that. We're also looking for 8 and 9, so we got 3 and 9 both blocking this square here. So it's not 3, not 9, it's got to be 8, hasn't it? So that we'll put 3. Obviously there's not much going on with the 3s. How about the 9s? If we put 9s, pressing the wrong keys this morning. There, what does that mean? Okay, so it means that 9s are in one of these 2 squares, so that blocks across here, and the 9 blocks down here. That gives me 9s in one of those squares, so we'll extend those blocking 9s down there and put a 9 here. I don't think we do much more with the 9s at the moment. Right, so should we have a look at another block that's got quite a few digits filled in already? We can see here we've got several digits already in, and I can see immediately the 1s blocking across there. So that's going to put 1s down here and across here like this. But that's a bit inconclusive for anything else. I see the 2s blocking across here, so we're going to get 2s in those squares, and that's more helpful because now we have the 2 blocking this way, and the 2 down there, so that's going to put 2 into that square, isn't it? And now we can get the 1, because now we have 1 blocking this way, and now we just notice 1 was already in one of these squares blocking back here. So in fact, now we can say that the 1 goes there. And was there anything else? So I've got 1 and 2 here. The other missing digits in this block are 3 and 4. I've got 4 blocking. Oops, something wrong with the mouse this morning. 4 blocking down here. So 4 is in one of these 2 squares blocking back up, and then we have 4 going across there, so that in fact will be a 4. Can we do anything else on 4s? Well, if we can, I don't know what. The other number over here is a 3, but I don't know what. I don't really know anything about the 3s here. Maybe I'll come along and see what's at the end here. This is a 3. We're missing a 3 here. We're also missing an 8. So this is a pair of 3 and 8 here. What does it mean? Well, this is 3 or 8. So we have, actually over here we have 6 blocking across like this. 6 goes there. So if this is 3 and 8, this has to be 4 and 7. So now we know 7 blocks across here like this, 7 blocks down these 2 columns. That gives us a 7 there. And knowing that 4 is in those squares there, we can say 4 blocking across here and 4 blocking down here. So that in fact puts a 4 into that square. Now, remember I said 1 goes across here, so we can place our 1 here. And we'll be left with 2 and 3 here. Don't know that that's useful just yet. Here we're left with 3 and 5. 3 and 5 in those squares. Is that any good? I'm not sure. And so up here is 8 and 9. Okay. Right, so more to be done yet. Let's have a look. Where should we go next? I wonder if we shouldn't just have a quick look at the digits and see if anything is outstanding. Well, not exactly, but I have spotted 1s in those squares there. What's happening with the 2s? Okay. 3s. Six, we've got something. 6 blocking up here and across these 2 rows. So we get ourselves a 6 there. Oh, that was the final 6. Oh, really? I didn't notice. So I've got a pair over here, 7 and 5, 7 and 5, 7 and 5. You see 7 and 5 in this column, these 2 columns and this row here. I've got fight against the background tannoy on a van. Excuse me if you can't hear me for a while. This is, I can't hear myself think, that's so loud. 5 and 7. Somebody hurry up and buy his fruit. This is a pair of 5 and 7 here. I've got to wait and let this guy get away because I can't think what I'm trying to say here. Okay, 5 and 7 are in these two squares. So we got 3 possible locations for 1. Really, Bangkok is one of the worst places for noise pollution. My house is pretty good, actually. It's pretty quiet. I get interrupted occasionally by megaphones and people coming around and stuff like that. But some places where you live, the noise is just phenomenal the whole time, 24 hours a day. It's really a noisy place. Other places that I've lived in Bangkok. Right, what was I saying? This is a 5 and 7. Okay, we are left with 1s in those squares. 3s we don't know about. 8s, we have 8 blocking up here, which is not that useful. 1, 9. 3s are there. Oh, 9. Okay, I got you now. Okay. Right, so 9 blocks up here, and 9 also blocks these. I've just realised I could have done it without the 5 and 7 anyway. But we can definitely get a 9 in that location there now. 9 down here, 9 up here. And there's a 9 we'll place over there. I didn't realise I could have done it before. But that's how it goes with Sudoku sometimes. When you're making these videos, there are things that you just miss, and then you catch them up. Sometimes you play the game in an entirely different way, of course. Right. So missing from this column are 1 and 3. That's going to be a pair of 1 and 3. But we see that 3 is, in fact, one of the missing digits here. So we know that can't be 3. It's got to be 1, and the 3 will be up here instead. Now I'm going to come back to this 5 and 7 because it might actually be useful now. I don't know. 5 and 7 here, so that means we've got a pair of 3 and 8 here. Was it useful? Yes, because we can't have 3 here, can we? So this has got to be 8, and this has got to be 3. 3 blocks down here, that's our 3 here, and this missing digit will be a 2. We know this is 5 and 7, so we can get this number up here. It has got to be an 8. My eyes are still not properly focused. It's still pretty early here. I haven't fully woken up yet. I can see something. No, I can't. No, I can't. I'm telling a lie. I thought I'd seen a pair of 1 and 2 over here, but I hadn't. I'd seen 1s in those squares, and I'd seen 2s in those squares, so that's not quite true. Right, what to do now? Okay, I think let's have another look around. Yes, as I said, 1s are up here, 1s are also in those squares there. There, right. With the 2s. Okay. Again, I have a symmetrical pattern, so okay, I was away looking at something else there. I don't need to look at 6s, do I? So that's looks like the end of the easy stuff, and then the rest of it will need a bit of thought. And slash or pencil marks, of course. I'm going to just chat about stuff. It may be relevant, it may be entirely irrelevant, but I shall talk my way through it anyway. We've got 5 and 7 here. That means we've got 5 and 7 at the ends of this row as well. It certainly means that this cannot be 5 or 7. Now, I'm not sure if it's... I'm not sure what it is, but it's not 5 or 7. So I'm just going to walk through and see what it is. So it's not 1, that's for sure. It could be a 2, because we've got 2s across like that. What are the other numbers across there? Might be quicker to see it like that. Sometimes I'm slow at finding these things, but anyway. All right, it's not 2, it's not 3, it's not 4, it's not 5, it's not 6. It's not 7, because I said it's not 7, right? It's not 8, and it's not 9. Okay. I forgot what it was. 2, right? It's got to be a 2, hasn't it? If this is... so the reason I'm saying this is because of our pattern of unique rectangles, right? If this is 5, 7 here, 5, 7 here, we can't have a 5 or a 7 in this square because these 3 squares can only contain 5 or 7. And this is we refer to this as a unique rectangle. So it has to be a 2. I just got to double check one because yeah, it's a 2. Okay, so now we know that 2 blocks up here like this, 2 blocks up here like this, 2 blocks up here. So there's our 2. Okay, but we still can't finish 2s. Let's just have a look at this column here, because I've just done something in that column. It might be a good idea to look at it. It looks like 7 and 8 are the missing digits, so we've got 8 blocking here, so that's our 8, and this must be our 7. Then we can say 7 blocking across here puts a 7 into that square. We know this is a 5, and of course we know this is a 5. Okay. What's left to do? What do we have? 2s are done. 3, 9. 5. 7s. Okay, 7 across here like this. There's our 7, and then 7 down here, and 7 across here. There's our 7. That's the final 7. Of course, we can get this digit because we know what goes here, although I've now forgotten it. What goes here is 3 and 8. And so we've got everything in this block now except for a 4. 4 blocks up here and 4 blocks across here like so. There's our 4. And 4 blocks across here, up here and up here gives us a 4 in that square, which was the final 4. One blocks this square here, but we need a 1 in this row, so that's where it goes. And we'll finish that row with a 3. 3 blocks down here, putting a 3 here, and this was a 9, I seem to remember. 9 blocks down here and down here. There's our 9. 3 also blocks down here, so that puts a 3 into that square there. The last number for this row is a 5, and the missing digit here is an 8, and 8 also blocks up here and across here, so here's our 8. We just one empty square. We have just one empty square in this column. I think, what does it need? It needs a 2. Do you feel like a 2? Okay, have a 2. 2 blocks across here. There goes our 2. Missing digit here's a 1. 1 across here. There's our 1. The last number to place up here is a 5, I think. What else? We have a 1 blocking down here, so we still need the last one to go there. 8 is our missing digit here, and 8 blocks down here, so here's our 8. This was a 3, wasn't it? I seem to recall. 3 blocks up there, there's our 3, and the final digit is a 5. So there we are, much more relaxed puzzle today. I hope that's a more manageable speed rather than the ridiculously fast game that I played on the channel yesterday. Hopefully I'll be back with the other trickier games like the New York Times and LA Times Expert later in the day. Bye bye.